Hey, y'all. I be acting a fool while waiting for the countdown on my my recordings. But anyway, hey y'all, it is me, Sonja W, back again with another podcast where we are taking a moment to make sure that our week starts off with a little less chaos. And I'm super excited to start my week off with y'all and also to celebrate this Memorial Day weekend. What y'all doing? What y'all doing? For me, I'm more than likely going to be relaxing at home. That is going to be my plan because I was already out celebrating my birthday because my birthday was last Saturday. Anyway, I'm so excited because this is season 2, and our goal is to lay out some practical building blocks for focus. But why is that necessary? It is so necessary because for you to live intentionally, you gotta have focus, right? And you gotta actually have the things that you can do to help you with that focus. And that's what we're doing this season. We've broken down a project that we talk about, our eulogy, right, where we build our own eulogy and build our way to transform our lives and to lay out the things that we find important, right? Then we've already talked about how we lay out our life principles, how we figure out where we are, where we want to go, and how to start building that life principle plan, right? Well, today now we are breaking down what I like to do every single month, and that is our monthly review. Okay, because it's so important that we are regularly reviewing our lives. I talk about it in my plan of being rare, always being rare. Review, activate, um uh reward. There we go. I'm like blanking. Reward and evaluate, right? And I'll talk about that a little bit later in one of these other podcast episodes coming up this season. But it's so important that we incorporate regular review in our lives. Okay. So that's what this podcast is about. We do our weekly time together where we're taking a moment to figure out the good things that have happened so that we can get excited about the new week. Then we break down, we take time to break down and get it out of our heads, doing our own brain dump. Then we have a little intentional topic of the week, which this week is all about our monthly review. And then finally, we break it down with some prayer because it's prayer that truly helps you to live intentionally. Okay, so let's get into these segments. First one up, good things, the good things of our lives. What good thing happened to you this past week? For me, I am recording this before my birthday, but I'm going to claim it now. My birthday was the good thing. I am going to have an opportunity to hang out, do a little staycation, and enjoy some time of relaxation and all that kind of stuff. And I'm really excited to celebrate my birthday. I am going to be 41, y'all. Like, I am so excited. Okay. I'm so excited. And then a lot of other good things that have happened. I finally was able to get a bunch of reviewing done. Me in my position, I lead several teams, and they had a whole lot of things to review, papers, protocols, all types of things. So I that's my good thing that I got them things reviewed. Okay, my goodness, so much. But I am just really excited about this whole thing. And then also just thinking about the month in anticipation for our monthly review. Like, so many good things, so many amazing things happened this month. I got to hang out with my niece and nephew. We got to celebrate my mom and dad, well, my mom, because it's Mother's Day. I got to hang out with my parents, just having conversation with them. Like, so many good moments happened this month, and it's making me excited about what can happen in the next month. So this is why it's so important to review your month, because when you do, it gets you excited about what's to come. You take a moment to evaluate what you did, what you didn't do, how you did, how you didn't do, and then you get another chance to take a moment and plan ahead. So that's the importance of a monthly review. And I'll talk about the 4 or 5 steps. I never remember the steps. Like, I remember the steps, but I can never remember how. It's four. It's 4 steps. So yes, so that's what we're going to be doing today. All right. Now we're going to come to the next part of our podcast, is where we take a moment to brain dump. It's so important. I talk about this every week. It's so important to take a moment to get it out of your mind, because we, as intentional lifers, that might be a thing I do. I don't know. But we, as people who are who really take ourselves seriously and want to build an intentional life, need to get those things out of our minds. I know my overachieving, my firstborn, my firstborn immigrant, all of those people. I know that you got a million things going on in your head, because I know I got a million things going on in my head. And so it's so important that we take a moment to get it out of our head. And getting it out of our head helps us with so many different things. Helps us release anxiety, helps us to actually start to plan and think about the things that we want to do. It helps us to relax. Okay. So take a moment, take 3 minutes, okay, and get it out of your head. This week's prompt: what do you feel you need to complete? Take a few moments and just write whatever comes to mind on a piece of paper. Don't put it on your phone. Don't type it out on your phone. Get you a piece of paper and write it out. There's something in writing as well. Okay? So I'm going to give you a couple minutes. You can pause this if you like. And then we're going to come back. All right? All right, y'all. We are back. We are back. We are back. And I'm excited because we're talking about a monthly review. And these are the things that it's so important to do every single month. This is another step or another process that's part of the still process, the stairwell to intentional living. Right? That last step is win by practice. And one of those practices that I employ in my life monthly, and that I think that you should, and that's why we do it every month, is every fourth Monday, I should say, or excuse me, every last Monday of the month, because sometimes there's five. For instance, June has five. Okay. Anyway, I know that because I review my month and I pay attention to what's coming up. Monthly review. Okay, anyway, but yes, so the still process. I've been talking about this still process and giving you different practical tools from each one of those steps, right? We focused on the first step, which was acknowledging your dreams, right? That was the first thing, and that was the why focus, and that was talking about the eulogy. Then the next thing is to live by principle. This time we're taking a moment to live by the principles that we live. And I talk about those 6 key relationships that we should cultivate and build those life principles in, right? I talked about that last week. Right. And then the next one is execute by process. And we're going to have a couple of episodes talking about different things that pertain to executing by process. But today's process, something that we do monthly, is that last one, win by practice. And within win by practice, there's so many different things, routines, all types of stuff, right? And to win by practice, you have to practice. And I thought of this last step because of something that I used to play sax, and in my band in high school, I remember it vividly. His name was Dr. Reinhardt. He was my band teacher. The fact that I remember this over 20 years ago. That's crazy. That was over 20 years. Anyway, he used to always say that you practice like a performance and you perform like a practice. And that's where I got that from, is that when you do that, you're winning. You're going to win because you practice and you have certain practices. Huh? Huh? You have certain practices that you do. And one of those for me is the monthly review. We got 4 steps to that, right? So I want you to do this. I need you to write a list of what you got done. That is really key. And if you notice, I said what you got done, not what you have to do, but what you got done. And the significance of this is the same significance in the good things segment of this podcast, is that when you're able to look back and see all the accomplishments, not only does it help you realize that you actually made progress on your goals, but it actually kind of gives you a little bit of boost that, oh, I got some stuff done this month. I am pat myself on the back. Yes, like that is the key thing to do. So Write down a list of the things that you got done. Anything, everything. Go back over your calendar. Look at your meetings. What did you accomplish from those meetings? Look at your emails. Look at your pictures. Like, look at all of those things. That's also something that we do in the reset. And we're gonna have a virtual reset retreat coming up. I'm really excited. But that's one of the first things that we do in the reset as well, is that we take a look back, and this time is quarterly, over all the things that you got done, because it sets the stage for what you're going to do next. And it sets the stage for building your confidence and your resiliency. So write down what you got done. Then the second thing is to read through your goals. And if you have it, your dream alignment plan. Now, if you rocking with me, then you should have a dream alignment plan. If not, what you waiting for? Let's get her done. Let's sort something out. Okay. But yes, important to read through your goals, see where you are, read through your goals to remind yourself of them, and then read through your goals to see what can you do to start making that progress. And you're going to see that in that second step, right? And that's the key to intentional living, that you're constantly reviewing, constantly evaluating on regular intervals what's going on. And it helps you to keep moving forward, to keep closing the gap between where you are and where you want to be, right? Those gaps, those two things that I talked about a couple of weeks ago and a couple episodes ago, right? Then the next thing is to review your active goals. Now, if you follow me, as you should, and I guess if you're following me now, you're following me, right? We have we have active goals. What I teach is that it's important that you have goals that start and end throughout different areas or times in the year, no more than 10. And then you have maybe 2 or 3 goals that you're focused on every quarter. This helps to keep things manageable, and it also helps to keep you on track with your dream alignment plan, with your life plan, right? Because you're taking those goals from the desires of your heart, from the things that you've laid out that you said were important to you. Right? So review those active goals. See where you are. Are you making the progress that you wanted to make? Did you hit the goal if it was supposed to end this quarter? If not, why not? Where are you? How much further along are you? Did you have any setbacks? Like, these are the things that you take some time to do. And this is what you also do in the virtual reset that I'm going to be having. And I'm excited. Definitely get on the email list, shoot me a message if you're interested in it. I'm going to be starting to talk more about it a little bit later, but get on it, okay? And then the final thing is to write the next 2 things that you can do to move forward in your active goals. Okay. So after you've taken the time to look at all of your goals and your active goals to see where you've lost off, where you fall off, where you need to re up, where you may need to change or whatever like that, now it's time to decide what are the next 2 things that you need to do to further where you're going. And the key to this, I want to focus on this next up list. The key about this is that it helps you to keep making progress. You can evaluate all day long, but if you don't sit down and actually put some tasks to paper and then put some things in motion to get done, then you're not going to get it done. You're going to have the best evaluations about your goals, but you ain't going to have no action. You'll be able to write out all the things that you could have did, didn't do, might have did, probably could have done, but then there's still no action. So that's why we end off this monthly review with your next up list. Okay. That is the key to it all. And why is it so important? This is why it's important. Number one, it helps you focus. It helps you get in line with the things that you said were important. It helps you to build out your life in such a way that you're always making progress, right? Not that, and even in your rest, you're making progress, right? Because your rest is even part of building that life that you said was important to you. It helps you focus in on those things and get them done. Next thing, it keeps you making progress. Like I mentioned, right? You're always moving forward because you've taken a moment to look and see, what is the next thing that I can do? Is it just writing down a list of I don't know, exercises that you want to start doing, or maybe it's writing down a project list of how you're going to write your book. I don't know, whatever it is, but it could be as small or as big as you like. But really figure out what is the next best thing that you can do to move your goals forward. And then the final thing that it does is that it keeps your goals to the forefront. As you do your monthly review and you take a moment to think about what's next with that next up list, then it helps you to keep the goals up front. It helps you to make sure that you're not forgetting that you said that you wanted to do this or do that this year, right? That is the key. That is the importance of all of this, okay? So take a moment and do this monthly review. Take a moment to care about yourself, to care about what you said is important. You said that you wanted to be intentional with your moments and with your time. You said that it was important to see your life progress. Well, this is a way to do it. So get it together. Take another 10 or so minutes to do your monthly review, just as I've written it out. All right? All right, y'all. Well, that's all I got for y'all today. We are going to be continuing down on our practical tools for focus and for building out our lives. And next week, we're going to be working on that execute by process part of the still process. And we're going to do something called smarter goals. I am excited about next week. Okay? Well, anyway, guys, let's get it done. Let's go with what we always do at the end of every podcast, and that is the Dreamboost Prayer. Let's go. Lord, help us to review our lives rightly. Show us the places where we've won so that we can have confidence to keep going, and remind us of our why, our desires, and our goals so that we can keep moving forward towards the dreams you place there. All right, y'all. I am so excited for y'all because we're about to hit up another month. It's gonna be another month, a new mercy. If you follow me, I always talk about how every Monday is a new mercy, every morning is a new mercy. So what in the world could happen with a new week, with a new month? And June is almost here. So get excited because we have another month to do something amazing. We have another month to be intentional with our lives. Okay. Now, if you're trying to get serious about getting intentional, then this is the moment. This is the time for you. We are going to be opening up doors for our reset virtual retreat very soon. So keep looking for that because I want you to get into this next quarter right on time. I want you to get into this next quarter ready with everything that you need. And the reset is exactly what you need to do it. It's going to give you the ability to go back and look at the good things, to review your goals and set some new goals, to dream about what can happen in a new quarter. All right. So join me with that. Get on the email list, do all the things, and be on the lookout for more information about the reset. All right. Bye, y'all.